time, Hunt cried to heaven, Tonio, I am your father. No. I'm trying to sing
Oh,
like
shit.
him. No. Let's go soprano.
Oh, shit. Welcome back to Tea is Good, Books Are Better. The podcast where we drink tea and talk about books and try to sing badly, apparently.
Hey, I'm trying to sing like a soprano.
Yeah.
Oh, not better than mine. Ave Maria.
That's pretty high.
Pretty good. Well, you've chased away the cat.
Sorry. Damn, I fucked up.
You did.
Shame on me. Okay, welcome back to Tea is Good, Books Are Better, the podcast where we drink tea and talk about books. We already did that. I'm Raven.
Jessica.
Jessica. We're sisters.
Best sisters.
Yeah, you're my favorite sister.
You're mine too. You have so many to compare to.
The joke is that we're the only
Your
only sister. Okay. Do we have any updates since last time?
Raven is now in love with my cat.
That's accurate.
In the 5 minutes we've been waiting, she's formed a little bond.
She let me scratch her under the chin.
Yeah, she likes her chin scritches.
And she purred.
Yeah.
And now I feel better about my life.
Yeah, that happens when you get a cat to blink at you a few times.
That's about it. That's the most important thing that's happened this week.
Bonding with cats.
What are we drinking, Jess?
So, this is called coffee puree. Puree?
It's spelled weird. It's like P-U, comma, E-R-H or something like that. It's from where?
It's from David's Tea, the go-to place for tea. And it tastes like creamy ass coffee.
Ooh, yeah, it tastes like... Ooh, what does it taste like? It tastes like a French vanilla, but without the vanilla.
The fuck?
Does that sound really stupid?
Yeah. It just tastes like a
very milky coffee.
Yeah. Kind of like not as strong as coffee. So maybe if you like coffee but you don't like delicious coffee. Do you like weak coffee?
The shade.
This tea's for you.
If you like weak coffee, you're weak. And drink
Get
this
out of
coffee
here.
puree.
Have this coffee tea instead. It's still good though.
It is good. It is quite good. There's a lot of noises happening right now.
Howling
the cat's
dogs.
like walking around. I hear her feet. There's dogs howling outside. There's your boyfriend and his little nephew giggling out in the...
Talking smack.
Probably.
I don't know. The nephew is probably 8 or 9.
Yeah, talking smack out there. It's a lot of noises happening
Really
right now.
hyper because he had ice cream cake.
And pizza. Oh, I
And
want
chips.
pizza so fucking bad.
I hate pizza.
I'm literally gonna call Mike right now and ask him if he wants pizza.
You're gonna call him?
Oh. Yeah, I was gonna call him, but he said he's gonna make the spanakopita.
Yeah.
We have some frozen spanakopita from Costco. We just recently got a Costco card.
Oh.
Do you
How
guys
much?
have one?
Nope.
It's I don't know. He's sharing it with his mom, so they like split it. So I don't know exactly how much it costs.
I think Costco is I find it really pricey when I go there, and for a small amount, it's like over $100, and like I didn't even get enough groceries to feed me.
Oh. Yeah, Costco's definitely the kind of place you go when you want to get stuff in bulk, for sure. If you're just going for like
Groceries.
just for dinner for like one night, you're like, oh, I just need some like chicken and rice, and then it's gonna be pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, it's pretty good for snacks, I think. If you guys do that sort of thing.
I don't eat what other people eat for snacks, like chips or stuff. I don't eat those.
Oh. They actually, a lot of the stuff they have is like pretty healthy. It's like organic, like veggie sticks kind of thing. We bought sweet potato chips.
Oh.
Yeah, which are pretty good, and it comes in a giant bag.
Did you check the ingredients?
Yes, it was literally just like sweet potato and like 2 other things. I don't remember what they were though.
It's probably an oil that was deep fried in.
I don't know. I could check again and let you know later.
Maybe a flour.
But the thing is, it comes in such a big bag that you can get bored of it pretty quick, and you're like, I can't finish the rest of it.
I can imagine.
Like, I'm the type of snacker who needs variety.
So like pillow-sized bag?
Like an average pillow?
Yeah.
I'd say a little bit smaller, but yeah, kind of.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a big bag.
That's big.
Yeah, so I feel like there's something else that we got there that was like stupid cheap.
Cleaning supplies.
We haven't bought cleaning supplies, but when have you been to Costco?
I haven't been there in years, but Johnny went there and I think he got a few things like bread, pickles, and something else, and it came up to over $100. Like, he just got a few things. And after that, I was like, don't go there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that great for stuff that is gonna go bad, but stuff that, like, is non-perishable.
Because I know the upstairs has a Costco cart, and they come back with, like, boxes and boxes of, like, laundry detergent, bleach, and that stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah, I mean, for stuff like that where you know you're gonna end up using it all, then it's like, might as well go to Costco, because it will be cheaper overall.
That makes sense.
And then you don't have to keep going shopping for it, it's just right in your house.
That makes sense.
So
I hate running out of that shit.
Yeah. There was one other thing I was gonna say about it, but
Oh, man.
now I'm forgetting. Oh, you can also, like, buy lunch there afterwards. They have, like, giant hot dogs with, like,
Oh, shit.
with a soda for, like, $1.50.
That's so
It's fucking dirt cheap.
Oh, man. That reminds me, I went to a hockey game at the Langley Center here, and they have really good hot dogs.
Oh, yeah?
They all beef, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of blown away. I haven't had a hot dog like that. I'm used to, like, the cheap stuff.
Yeah, like the...
But that was a juicy, meaty freaking hot dog.
A lot of people don't like hot dogs. But,
Yeah.
like, if you do like hot dogs and soda, then it's $1.50 for both.
$1.50? Damn.
Yeah.
I
And
think
it's, like,
that's
it's a big hot dog and a big drink, too.
Damn, it's like a smoky size hot dog.
It's not as fat, but it's a lot longer.
Oh, shit.
So it depends what your preference is. Do you like width or do you like length?
Stop.
Stop. I've been drinking my tea over top of my laptop, and
Ooh.
it's scary.
Damn. Living on the edge.
Do you remember that time that you rested like a shot glass on top of your keyboard?
And I fucked my laptop.
That was stupid.
Yeah. Well, back then, I think I basically lived on my laptop. All my friends were online. That was me. That was me about 10 years ago.
Yeah. With my last laptop, Mom, like, okay, what happened was I had my laptop on the table and I had a glass of orange juice next to it. And then Mom was all like, you shouldn't have orange juice next to your laptop, and she reached over and then knocked over the glass. And then it spilled all over my keyboard.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I managed to drain most of it out, but then a couple of my keys ended up being pretty sticky.
Yeah. Sugar will fuck everything.
So I've got a brand new laptop now, and it's beautiful, and it's so perfect. And my boyfriend Michael bought it for me. I love him. Thank you, Michael.
Mike.
Shout out to Michael.
I can use a new one.
What's so lovely about this one is that it doesn't have like a spinning hard drive. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it right up to the microphone. Listen to my laptop right now.
You hear that? It's
You
silence.
hear nothing, right? With my old one, you could hear like the disc spinning. It was like
Yeah, that's all
It
I've
just
heard
had-
of laptops. That's crazy.
It always has a constant sound. This one is dead silent. It's like an electric car. It's like just miles ahead. And what Michael taught me is that when you have one with the spinning disc, if you move it around, it can scratch the disc. And over time, it'll just fuck up the laptop.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
So that's why he got me
that's
this
why
one.
Laptops are said to not last very long, or not meant to last long.
I'm sure that's like a big part of the reason, yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, this one, I can just like close the lid and just walk around with it, and like I can throw it on a trampoline, and I mean,
Close the lid.
sorry, what do you call this?
You know what?
The
The
top.
screen.
The screen. Fuck me.
The lid. Laptops
The
have
lid.
lids.
Yes. You know what I mean. Close the lid. I'm sorry.
I've been thinking about getting maybe a tablet or an iPad with like a little, like, you know how some have like little keyboard thingies you can attach to?
Uh-huh.
Because I feel like we don't really need a laptop since we have a computer.
Yeah.
And we don't really do much, but basically just YouTube videos or just farting around on the nets.
Yeah, it's great to just like have a tablet like in bed when you're like falling asleep kind of thing.
So I'm using my phone. Like, have a tablet.
Yeah.
Put games on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something I gotta talk about
Yeah.
with you later. Like,
Totally. All right, so that was a big giant tangent.
yeah, off topic.
We talked about Costco and computers, and now we're going to talk about Cry to Heaven by Anne Rice. Do you want to recreate your little last time on Cry to Heaven?
Again? All
No,
right.
it's fine. Oh, okay, go for it.
Last time on Cry to Tonio, I am your father. No.
That's so great.
That was my impression of Tonio.
Yes. And that's, Carlo pulling a Vader and letting Tonio know that he is his father.
By the way, we both know Vader didn't say that. He said,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Yeah, we get it. We fucking get it, okay? Everyone gets it.
Don't throw those hard truths at us.
Okay, so this time we're going to be covering part 2, chapter 2.
Chapter 2, which is pretty short, so this is going to be a shorty.
It's gonna. Well, we did just go on a long tangent, so we'll see how much I can edit that down. Part 2, chapter 2. We left off Tonio. What was he doing again? Where did we leave off?
Carlo arrives and demands that Tonio yields to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he starts throwing arguments at Tonio that Mariana is his convent girl.
Mm-hmm.
And very upset, Tonio takes to the streets to forget and pretend that he didn't hear that.
Yes.
By take to the streets, he drinks a lot of wine, fucks a lot of one girl, and sings.
Maybe she is a lot of girl though.
Oh. She's described as a lot of girl.
Yep.
Big titties, big butt. That's a lot of girl.
Uh-huh.
And sings the nights away with his singers.
Indeed. And where did we leave off Guido?
Again, he's looking for his star.
Yeah. So he
And
was not covered
heading
in
to
last
Venice to find his star.
chapter. Indeed. All right. Let's get this show on the road.
That's some good coffee. I mean tea.
Part 2, Chapter 2, Cry to Heaven by Anne Rice. It was a week before Tonio could bring himself to go to his mother's door. I suppose to ask her whether what Carlo said was true, or just like to face her
Demanding
and be like...
them answers.
Exactly, yeah. Just get some answers. But every time he goes to see her, she's gone. Either to the Palazzo Lasani or to church.
She's freaking avoiding him. She knows.
Ooh. Later, Katrina comes to tell Tonio that Carlo has paid off all the estate's debts,
Damn.
which were substantial.
This guy is rich.
Yeah, with the money he acquired in the Levant. What's the Levant? Is that just like where he was in Istanbul?
Yeah, that is where he lived.
Okay. So when he was stationed in Istanbul, he made loads of money.
Because he's that kind of dude. Charismatic and cool.
Mm-hmm.
The sunglasses.
The sunglasses lower onto Carlo's face. Katrina says that Carlo is behaving himself and his father could not have asked for better. It's just kind of awkward. All right, Katrina. Antonio's like dealing with, you know, all this shit, and now Katrina's like, oh, isn't Carlo doing great? You know, it's like, fuck you, Katrina. In the
Traitor.
yeah. In the meantime, Carlo has 3 huge bodyguards with him wherever he goes. He
I like how she calls them bravos.
calls them what?
Bravos.
Bravos?
Yeah.
That sounds like some sort of American, like, army thing. A bravo?
You know what? I have no idea.
Or is that like something you say on, like, the radio? It sounds like a air pilot thing, like Bravo 1 to Bravo 2. You know what I mean?
No.
My mind is all over the place right now.
Calm down.
Because I'm
tea.
hungry and I'm just filling my body with caffeine.
Yeah, these are loaded with caffeine these days.
I am
Loaded.
so hungry.
Ma'am, do you need me to find you a snack?
A snake?
A snack.
Do you mean a snack?
Yeah.
Girl, you looking like a snack. I love that meme.
Do.
Okay. We'll have snacks later.
A snake.
Oh, if you're listening right now, grab a snack. Just for me. Just do it. Just grab a snack and munch on it while you listen. I'll just live vicariously through you. If you're already eating, someone out there is eating cereal right now while listening to this, and I'm just fantasizing about it right now. What kind of cereal is it? Honey Nut Cheerios. Fuck. Cornflakes. Oh, yes. Cornflakes.
I haven't had cereal in years.
What?
Yeah. It's not filling at all.
Well, it's a fucking snack. Or it's like breakfast for those who can't eat a lot for breakfast. Like me.
You know what? That's true. I need to feed myself for breakfast, so that's why cereals are out of here.
See, I love brunch. I can go ham for brunch. But, like, a breakfast, like, right when you wake up and, like, shove food all in your body, like, I can't do that.
I have to do that for my work.
No.
Start
Holy
early.
shit.
I gotta fucking fuel myself. Plus, I'm starving all the time.
Yeah. Same. Except in the mornings. Okay. So in the meantime, Carlo has 3 huge bodyguards with him wherever he goes. He wears his patrician robes as he goes to bow to the senators and counselors on the Broglio. So basically, he's trying to get on good terms with these powerful people.
He's totally planning on taking Tonio's place.
Yeah,
as
there's
Lord
some
Treschi.
sort of scumbaggery going on.
Yep, like, he doesn't care that Tonio has said no. He's gonna take it.
He's gonna try anyway. Yeah.
Yep.
So Tonio starts coming to the Piazzetta every morning after his night's roaming, where he can watch his brother interact with these people, one of which is Marcello Lissani. And I forget who this is. Is this Katrina's, like, father, husband, cousin?
Where is it again?
Marcello Lissani. Is that her brother? Who's Marcello?
Man, it seems familiar. But now that
It
you're
is
asking
familiar.
me, I'm like, what?
I remember the name, but I want to say brother. But I could be wrong. I smell the chicken cooking out there.
Don't
It
forget the
smells so
chicken!
good. Did he hear you?
No, I hear him talking away to Aiden. You know what? I don't remember.
Oh, that's fine. It's not a big deal anyway. He doesn't stick around.
He's a someone.
He's one of the Lissanis.
If he's named, he's a someone.
So Carlo's interacting with this mysterious Lissani. And I just realized that Tonio probably isn't coming to the Piazzetta every morning after the night's roaming to watch this interaction happen. He's probably there already because he's like sleeping there with Bettina.
I thought he was taking her to like the streets and then he comes home in the wee hours of the morning to pass the fuck out and sleeps all day.
No, I think he's been sleeping at Bettina's, but we'll get there. I took notes.
Okay.
When Tonio is convinced Carlo will be away for a long time, he goes to his mother's apartments, but she never answers his knocks and has the same old excuses every time, like,
God damn it, Mom.
oh, off to church, or like off to the Lissanis or whatever. Eventually, Katrina finds out what Tonio has been up to every night. We know that he's been going off and sleeping with Bettina and then singing the nights away with his singers.
Drunkenly.
And Katrina's pretty distraught about it. Mm-hmm. She tells him he can't carry on like this. He can't let Carlo's malice eat away at him. But Tonio just thinks nastily that she should have told him about Carlo. It's like, I don't really understand why people kept it a secret, because he's gonna find out the second Carlo gets back.
Right?
Is it not?
I feel like they're like too cowardly to say anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also not Katrina's place to say anything when Andrea set the law.
Yeah. Oh, I guess you're right. Mm-hmm. Okay. It was just out of respect for Andrea, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we can't really expect Mariana to, like,
go against her husband.
Yeah.
When he's the one who brought her out of...
Or even just to think of, you know, someone else other than herself.
Yeah.
Which we don't blame her for. She has to focus on her own mental health. Tonio eventually forces his way into his mother's room, breaking the bolt on the door. And he spots his mother sitting at the dressing table. She is not in her black silk morning dress anymore, but is in something colorful and sparkly.
Uh-oh. Sparkly.
In a whisper, she asks him why he broke her door, and he responds with, "Why don't you answer my knocking?"
Bitch.
And she's like, "What will you do?" And he questions what he can do and why she questions him and that it's out of his hands. And he's just, I guess, going on about the situation with Carlo. Then Mariana asks him what he wants from her, and he demands she tell him why she never told him about Carlo. Tonio is super pissed at this point, and he's all up in Mariana's face. And it's not even a question of whether what Carlo told him was true. It's like, why didn't you tell me before now?
He's still betrayed and hurt.
Tonio asks why he had to hear from Carlo that she was the girl from the convent. And Mariana then freaks out and tells him to stop and shut the door. She gets up and seals them in the room, closing the door and the curtains. Then she asks Tonio why he's torturing her. And she says this, quote, "For the love of God, Tonio, for half my life I have been in this house reading you fairy tales. I was a child then. I was no older than you are now. I didn't know what the world was, and so I went with him when he came for me." End quote. Seems very articulate for Mariana. Like, she seems to be very in the moment as she's explaining this.
Maybe it's Carlo is waking her up.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, weird.
Because she does admit. Continue, madame.
She explains that His Excellency, Jesus Christ. I'm really hungry, y'all. His Excellency, Andrea, would have locked her up if she had told Tonio about Carlo.
Oof.
She says that she tried so hard to be the mother Andrea wanted her to be, and that she begged Carlo not to tell Tonio the truth. And she says that, other than those few nights with Carlo when she was a girl, she has basically lived the life of a nun, which she doesn't think she ever deserved.
So she does want the D. Woman has needs.
Yeah. When Tonio tries to talk again, Mariana covers his mouth and says they have no power and she cannot change the rivalry with Carlo. Tonio asks her to stand with him, as she's his mother, and she says she does, but that she still feels powerless. Which is... that's kind of sad. So, I don't think I wrote down the part where she, like, mentions that she is a woman and has needs, but...
She's basically confesses to having relations with Carlo after his comeback.
So, now.
So, like, he has quite some power over her.
Right.
And it's changing her personality a little bit.
Yeah. So, by the end of the month, Carlo is defeated in his first election. So apparently he was trying to become the head of the house.
Yep.
But Andrea's will is ironclad, saying that Carlo cannot marry and that his estate cannot be divided or sold and can only be passed down to the sons of Mark Antonio Treschi.
That's Tonio.
And that's Tonio.
It made me think of, like, Mark Antony.
Oh.
Mark, I was like, Mark Tonio. Mark Antony?
Yeah, just the Italian version.
So that's random.
So, only if Tonio dies before having children or physically cannot father children would Carlo's heirs be recognized. Surprisingly, Carlo does nothing violent or shameful after this blow. He seems to accept it and continues throwing money into the household, including increasing salaries for Tonio's tutors, which is like, okay, Carlo, what's going on here?
Yep, you're like, oh, something is going to happen.
Yeah.
He's planning.
Yeah.
Conniving.
He's like trying to get them in his pocket, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Making them more loyal to him.
Mm-hmm. He has accepted all the menial tasks he's been given and soon becomes the model patrician. But it takes money to hold important office and influence, and it's Carlo who possesses the big chunks of money. So there are those who are like turning to him rather than Tonio or the estate. I guess, yeah, for his influence. Did you zone out?
I don't even know where my brain went. Dividing the estate. No.
Bitch, no!
Shit.
What the fuck? No, I was saying it takes money to hold important office and influence, and it's Carlo who possesses the big chunks of money. So there's people who are like turning to Carlo instead of Tonio and the estate.
Yeah, because Carlo has the cold hard cash.
Yeah, Carlo's got the influence. He's got the...
So basically, he
can make things
making
happen.
himself known. Like, he's garnishing the money, and it's like...
Maybe that's why he's
Look at
spending
me.
so much money.
Yeah, he's basically putting himself out there and basically buying off people who are whores for money.
Yeah. All the politicians. Wow,
Yeah.
so things
Whereas
stay the same.
Tonio and Andrea were basically in debt. They
And
only
then
had their name.
Carlo just paid off the debts like that.
Yeah, and he's buying his way in
Yep.
to the circle.
Oh shit. Can he like buy his own way like back into the golden... Well, I guess he was never taken off the golden book, but I don't know. I wonder if there's some weird backwards like rules he can bend to...
There is backwards rules. It's if Tonio dies or if
Right.
he cannot father children.
Right.
So that's basically all he has.
Right.
So he's paying
he's
his way to
planning
make himself
something.
more likable.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people.
So
you know,
people are more willing to
money
like, give him
will
the
make
estate.
you like someone.
Yeah. In the meantime, Carlo seems to be enjoying himself. He's going around town visiting people and dining and gambling, and everyone seems to love him. So exactly what we were saying. He's like getting on everyone's good side.
Charismatic dude.
And attractive. So people just like him.
You have to remember, like, he's probably in his early 30s. Like, he's in his prime. Well, is he? His prime. Back then? I have no idea. But he was a good-looking dude in his early 30s.
And he's technically single.
And ready to mingle.
Yeah. On the other hand, Tonio is almost never at home. He's spending almost every night with Bettina and singing with his singers, and by the time Easter Sunday rolls around, his voice is a legend in the streets. In the narrow streets beyond the Grand Canal, known as the Cali,
Nigali.
people begin to listen specifically for him, and they like expect him every night, kind of thing. They give a lot of money when he's there, and Tonio gives it all to Ernestino, who's one of the singing troupe. And Tonio feels a kind of exquisite pleasure on these nights that he can't really explain. I guess he's just able to be free and just sing his heart out.
He's doing for himself.
And
Instead of, the handed down, you gotta do this because this is the Treschi way.
yeah, so no, like, expectations.
Yeah.
Ernestino tells Tonio that he has never in his life ever heard a voice like Tonio's. But he also tells Tonio to enjoy it while it lasts, because those high notes will soon leave him forever.
Puberty.
Yeah. Tonio wonders if it happens all at once, and Ernestino is surprised he doesn't know the process. Tonio has to explain that he has spent his whole life around only an elderly man and a young woman.
His mom is Pa. Or Grandpa. I don't know.
Yeah, technically Grandpa.
But it was his father to him.
So Tonio has no experience with boys and men. As they're talking, Tonio notices a figure at the far end of the Cali. This figure is enormous and fills up the opening, touching the wall on either side. And yeah, the Cali is like a narrow street, so it's like filling up the entire opening at the end of the street. At first I was like
an alley.
Yes, yeah, it's like an alley. Like
Very
a narrow
thin,
alley.
Only one person can go in.
Yeah, like they have to walk in single file.
Yeah.
So at first I was like, is this Alessandro maybe? Because we know the eunuchs, like, they get quite big.
We
and,
know
like,
who's stalking.
Lengthy. We'll get to it. But Ernestino continues talking, saying that sometimes the voice change is fast, but sometimes drags on for a long time, just like slowly cracking and getting lower over time. But he thinks it will come sooner than most with Tonio, because Tonio's already quite tall for his age and has been sexually active pretty recently.
Yeah, so he's working.
Yes, so I was like, how exactly does that affect it? Does it, like, is it just more testosterone being produced or something that would make the puberty happen faster? Or, like, I don't know how being sexually... I mean, I'm no scientist.
I'm no scientist.
I'm no doctor. I don't know how being sexually active would affect him reaching puberty faster.
I think he means more that, like, he's already functioning down there, that he's getting hard, he can do the do, he's coming.
I see.
That basically, like, he's basically already there, in that it'll happen like that, like,
pretty quick.
Like, puberty will hit him really hard.
Really,
instead of, like, very slow.
Really soon and really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Ernestino is talking, Tonio is just watching the figure in the distance, and then it moves away, and no one else saw it except Tonio. But Tonio thinks about what Ernestino says, and he thinks about his father's nearly last words. Quote, "Once you have made the decision that you are a man, you will become one." End quote. And Tonio's dwelling in his anguish and now wondering if that means his mind can instruct his body. Mind over matter, isn't that how it goes?
I guess.
And he's suddenly angry at his father. But he also feels guilty about being mad at him because...
I guess he's dead.
Yeah, he's gone. And Tonio's also wandering around the streets getting drunk and singing like a commoner. So it's almost like disrespecting his father's legacy.
And he's having sex with a no-name.
That too.
Lady. And that's what got Carlo banished, so.
True.
Truth.
When they reach the canal and are like crossing the bridge, Tonio spots the figure again. And this is when I was like, wait, is this not actually Alessandro?
He's being described kind of familiar.
This guy seems kind of familiar. Kind of creeped out, Tonio reaches for his sword, and Ernestino's like, whoa, what's going on? So Tonio points out the figure, thinking it's someone that Carlo has sent to murder him. But Ernestino just explains, oh, he's just that singing teacher from Naples. He's been playing your shadow, Tonio. Don't worry about him.
You're like, oh.
And when dawn arrives, Tonio wakes up from his drunken sleep in Bettina's tavern and spots the large man, brown-haired with a flat nose, staring rudely at Tonio as he drinks from his tankard. Holy shit, it's Guido, bitches!
They've met! Sort of.
Not quite met yet, but they are face to face. It's Guido in the flesh.
Guido and Tonio. Tonio, Guido.
Together at last. It's Guido. It's Guido. I am excited. That's the end. That's the end of part 2, chapter 2.
So that chapter wasn't really long.
Quite a short one.
Not as much info.
Did you have like a summary or anything you wanted to add?
I basically have everything that you had. But the ending, that's Guido staring at him.
That's Guido. We know that for sure.
For sure.
So, I kind of have a theory
Oh.
about what the revenge story will be.
Oh my god.
Because
Go.
you told me that this is a revenge story.
I did. That was my big spoiler.
But we haven't quite gotten to that part yet. Like,
Yeah.
we don't know
What's going on?
whose revenge it's gonna be.
What
Yeah,
was the betrayal?
exactly. But things for me seem to be lining up in this chapter.
Yeah.
So, we learned that only Tonio's heirs can inherit the state as long as Tonio can have children.
Yes.
And we have Ernestino warning Tonio that his voice is gonna go pretty soon. And now Guido, the singing teacher, who is a eunuch, is here. So, is Guido going to recommend the operation for Tonio, and get his junk cut off? And then Tonio will no longer be able to hold his father's estate
But
because he cannot have children.
Oh.
So I was like, so is the revenge story gonna be Tonio getting revenge on Guido?
But I would think Tony would never consent to that.
Yeah, so there's gotta be,
And for
there's more to it for sure.
Someone who is a noble, I don't think Guido has any sort of say. Because he's a noble man.
Yeah.
But
But I can see, like, Carlo
coming
working
up.
with Guido. Like, there's, you know.
Yeah.
don't give anything away, but it's just a
I'm not
theory.
I like your theory.
Maybe,
I think it's a good theory.
thanks. Maybe Carlo works with Guido to, like, cut Tonio's dick off.
Testicles.
Yeah, we get it.
The ball sack. That's where the testosterone comes from.
That's where the sperm comes from.
That's where puberty comes from.
So,
The
without no balls,
sack.
you got no babies.
You just gotta take out the balls. Don't gotta take everything.
We get it, alright? I just
snip,
like to
mofo.
say cut the dick off. It's a lot more satisfying than saying cut the balls off.
You could make some flinching people. I guess, anyone listening about eunuchs are like, fuck this. Any dude.
Oh, of course. Of course. I feel like we should have, like, a guest guy on here sometime soon during this book. Just to be like, how do you feel about getting your dick cut off?
Oh, you got a traumatized stare.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that'd be Johnny's like,
Or we could get Michael, because he's been listening. See what he thinks about it. Maybe next time.
Thanks, Mike. You're my
Yeah.
favorite viewer.
Aww.
And probably our only viewer.
Aww.
I mean, viewer. Listener.
That's okay. I mean, I guess, just so you guys know, we are working on getting our podcast onto more popular, like, podcasting platforms.
Yeah.
Hopefully sometime soon we can get on Spotify and iTunes and Stitcher and all those places where people actually
insane.
Goals. Listen to podcasts. Because right now we only have the YouTube, because it's free.
I would like to get the tunes on before we
Do what?
like have a little like tunes like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Have, like, an intro
tea's
song and
good
stuff?
and books are better. Oh my god!
I
can you
picture
imagine if we
that-
just sung it.
I picture it's just us. Tea is good, books are better. How cringy would that be?
We chase away the
Yeah, people are like, I'm done with this.
no,
Exit.
no, thanks.
Quick. Everyone clicks away. But yeah, just so you guys know, if you're currently listening and we're not yet on those platforms, we are working on it. We want to get on those platforms because we know that people like to do other stuff while listening to the podcast, and YouTube does not make that easy, especially on mobile.
Yup.
So we're trying to make it happen. We did try to get on SoundCloud, but apparently you only get 3 hours for free, so it wanted to start charging us. And we were like, well, we might as well get a podcast host instead of just going to SoundCloud if we're going to start spending money. So we're trying to decide on a host right now, and then hopefully we will be on those platforms soon.
And that would be cool.
That would be really cool. Yeah, and you'll be able to listen a lot easier. You could listen in your car on the way to work, in traffic.
Can listen at work if you've got that kind of job.
Yeah, you can listen while you're doing your makeup in the morning. That's when I listen to podcasts.
Are you doing chores? Listen to us.
Yeah, exactly. I for sure I wasn't a podcast listener until I realized that you can kind of do other stuff while listening. You don't just like sit there and listen.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, just like me, just like a vegetable on the couch, just listening to someone talking. Yeah, so if you're not used to listening to podcasts, try doing other stuff while you listen.
What the fuck? I listen to podcasts at work. Makes the day go by so much faster.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could
hours,
do that at work, but I can't.
8 hours.
8 schmowers. 8 hours? More like schmowers.
Am I right?
Yeah. So that's just so you guys know that we are working on it. We're trying to make it happen. We just want to make sure we go with the right hosting company.
Yeah, it takes a lot of research to make sure you're not being fucked up our butts.
Yeah, and we obviously want it to be like as good as possible for the listeners as well.
Yeah.
And also apologies again about how the audio has been in the first few episodes. I was new to editing audio software, so I'm still learning, and it sounds like I'm about to cry. Jesus. My voice is just cracking.
She's just hungry.
I'm really emotional. I want it to be good for you guys. But I'm getting a bit better. I think I can I've got some methods now for making the audio sound a bit better. And I mean, over time it will only get better. It won't get worse. I promise.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that's how that's going.
Yay. Yeah.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, no.
No? Okay. Maybe we'll soon get a Instagram account and stuff too.
That'd be better.
Yeah, instead of you guys following us separately, you can just follow the podcast, and it'll be kind of cool. I mean, one day we'll have a Twitter maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Twitter is much more of an American thing.
I have no idea.
Because I don't really know anyone who uses Twitter.
Me neither.
Yeah, it's more like a celebrity/company thing, from my perspective.
I think anyone who... I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know any tweeters.
Yeah. Tweeters. But yeah, so keep an eye out for those. Make sure you're following us on our social medias so that we can let you know when that kind of stuff is happening. My personal Instagram is Crimby. Jessica's is
jess.egan24.
Indeed.
Indeedy.
We also have a Facebook group now, so if you search Tea is Good, Books Are Better podcast on Facebook, the group should pop up and you can join that. That's where most of our new infos about the podcast is probably going to go. So if you want to know what we're up to and what's going on, you should follow us on there for sure.
Yep.
What else? If you want to read my writing, I have a website, ravenegan.wordpress.com. You can check out my published short story on there. If you go to the portfolio, click on 2088 Adam, it'll direct you to the story. You can read it online.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it, so read it.
I'm proud of it too.
Aw, thanks. All right, and that's our plugs, and let's have one last sip of our delicious coffee puree tea.
Mm-mm.
And I'm gonna go eat some fucking dinner. All right, thanks for listening, y'all. Join us next time on Tea is Good, Books Are Better.
Tea is good. Books are better.
Oh, shit. That sounds pretty good. All right. Bye, guys. Bye.